Hello everybody, and welcome back to the YouTube channel dedicated to the construction and development of the Lake Erie and North Shore Railroad. Again, welcome back, episode 49. Can we believe we have had 49 episodes? Unbelievable. What we're going to do today in this episode is look at continuing our development of building trees from kits. And we built in the previous episode some deciduous trees. And in this episode, we're going to build some conifer trees, and we'll show you how to put those conifer trees together using different techniques, and how to develop the trunks so that they look real, and how to touch them up at the end with some other techniques that we're going to show, some little secrets about how to make the trees look a little bit more real. And then the next episode after this, we're going to compare the trees that we did from scratch, and the trees that we did from kits, and the trees that we actually bought already made. And we'll see how that all comes out. So look forward to seeing you in the next episode also. Now, I want to also say thank you for watching the channel. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you ring the bell so that you get notifications, and make sure you like the videos if you like them. Okay, so without further ado, I think everybody needs a little bit more railroad soul.
Across the prairies to the sea, they lay the iron for the rails that we ride. They shared their lives, their hearts, and their pride. They had railway soul.
So we're continuing our experiment on whether kit trees can be used, as well, or do they come out as well as scratch trees. Okay, so this is the second part of this experiment. We did the deciduous trees in the last episode, and now we're going to do the pine trees. So you can see we've got this this package of pine trees here. Just open these up, see what we get. Okay, so we get some conifer blend, clump foliage, conifer blend clump foliage, and then we get a bunch of these two-dimensional sort of trunk and branches that we're going to hook the foliage to. And then we get this base, which I'll just use to demonstrate these, but I won't use on the layout. So I think these look pretty realistic. The trunks look pretty realistic for a conifer tree. So what I may do is just try a couple without doing anything and see how they look. Some trees already, and this is kind of how they look. Okay, so pretty full, not too bad. Like I said before, I only use the stands to hold them up here, but so there's the two that I've made. Now I've made these with hot glue, and it's a little challenging to make them with the hot glue, but I'll show you how I did it, and then we can go from there. So the very first thing is you'll get these types of things in the package here, and these are the trunks, variety of different sizes and things, and you'll get this conifer foliage. Okay, and I'll show you how to prepare these, because you just can't take them out and do it. So the first thing is we're gonna just snip this little stand off the tree. I'll just put the stand over there somewhere. Now what we're gonna do is just take these things and bend them kind of randomly, just to give it a 3D look. As they get near the top, they're a little harder to bend, and you can bend them out as much as you want, all directions, front, back. We're starting to get a little bit of a 3D look there. These are a bit straight here, so we'll take this. Very good. So you get a kind of, you get the idea. I've done this big one already. So that's kind of what you want it to look like, something like that. It's just random. Okay, now the fun part. What we have to do now is you got to get a container and take this foliage, and we just have to break it into smaller pieces, because the big pieces won't hold. So you just break them into smaller pieces, and you want to get it so that you got about half this thing full, half the container full. See, that's what's happening. Just getting some smaller bits in there. And then what's going to happen is we're going to put some hot glue on here, and then we're just going to put it inside here and move it around like that and see what we get sticking to it. Well, that's just to get the first layering on. I'm going to try and just, for this tree that I'm making now, I'm just going to try and get the edges of the branches with the hot glue, and we'll see if we can get the effect that they have on in the picture. But if we can't, that's fine. We'll just fill them in like the other ones, because they look pretty good actually, and they're pretty fast to make once you get all the preparation done. Okay, so you don't need to see me do this, so I'm gonna turn the camera off, and then I'll come back when I've got this broken up, and then we'll put the hot glue on the trunks, and we'll go from there. Don't go away. Okay, so I've got about half this thing full. Now I'm going to take the hot glue gun, and I'm just going to touch the edges of the branches, sort of the outside areas if we can. Now we just take this, and we just put it in there and shake it around a bit and see what we get coming out. Well, that doesn't look too bad. And what we'll do is we'll come back later and we'll touch this up a bit. But not too bad so far for the first shot. Let's do the next little bit. Sometimes you want to get both sides of these if you can. And just do enough so that your glue doesn't start to cool. This time I'm just going to dump it. And you just position those on there a little bit. And we'll just finish this first layer off. Just make sure you watch your fingers. That stuff is hot. For this one, I'm just gonna take that stand off, dip this one in there, shake it around. Okay, now, not bad for the first coat. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lay some more glue in areas that didn't take very well. Maybe a little bit on the trunks here. And this is where you have to do a bit of touch up. Areas where you get a bit of a glob of glue there, just re-glue over top of that. And we'll just bring in a piece like that. So this is kind of just a random application here right now. And the beauty of the hot glue is that everything sort of holds on there pretty good. Okay, now you go back and we're going to touch up areas that have not taken the cover very well. And then I'll show you another trick with some black paint to cover up any of the stuff like this that's hanging out. Okay, so I'm just going to finish this one off. Same technique, just going through, filling in areas that didn't take very well. And then we'll see what we have, and I'll show you the touch-up, the black paint. Okay, don't go away. Okay, so this is the tree that we were working on. I've just filled it in. Some of the spots here I've left open so you can see some of the branches. I wanted to show you a really good time-saving technique that I found, and that is if you get a pair of these tweezers where you open and they close automatically, and then you can pick up little pieces and then just as the gun is making glue, you just pull it off there and find a spot where you want to put it, like maybe right where you see a bit of glue coming out. You just let the tweezers go, bang, it's on. Okay, I'll show you one more time. The only important thing though is you got to keep the tweezers clean, because they will get glue on them. And this tree is giving me a bit of a hard time. So just keep those tines clean on those tweezers. So I'm just looking here quickly, see if I can find, oh, okay. So there's a spot right there where I can see some white glue coming through. So just take the tweezers, I pick up a little piece, go to the gun, get some glue on it, release it, bang, it's done. That was a technique I found saved a lot of time. Okay, so now I'll just show you a little bit of a touch-up. Just let me get out the paint and I'll reposition the camera. All right, so this is the tree we've just been working on, and I'm just going to show you a couple little tricks to touch it up a little bit. So you can see I've left some of the areas where we can see the trunk, but sometimes you're going to get a little bit of a spot, for instance right here, where we can see the glue. So what you do is you just take a fine brush and some black paint, just a little bit on there, and then you just come in and touch that up like that, and you can see it just goes away. There's another spot there. So you can just go through, touch up those spots. It's really cool. There's another one there. We see some glue. And then even a couple spots where it's not glue, but it's just some fibers. We just touch that up. There we go. As you can see, this is pretty satisfying. Now, I'm going to go in and just touch this trunk here, just cover up a little bit of that. And you can still see it in there, but it's a little bit more realistic. little bit of gotta make sure you get all these spidey webs off. There we go. But you can see you just take a little bit of time at the end. We'll just touch those areas up a bit. And there we go. Pretty good tree. Set that over there with the other ones. Not bad at all. Okay, so I'm going to go make some more trees. If I think of any other stuff, I'll pop in another little segment. Okay. All right, I've made a few more of these trees. I've got a few more over just sitting on the layout. But what I've decided to do is I'm going to end this video now. I'm going to finish the rest of these trees, and then we'll come back and we'll compare the kit trees and the bot trees and the scratch trees and see what you think about all this stuff. The reason I'm calling this now a little bit is I want to get this video up so that you can make some of these trees so that when we plant the trees, because I'm hoping to do a comparison video and start planting the trees in the next video. So hopefully that's going to be quite exciting when we start planting these and seeing how they look on the layout. All right. So I'll catch you on the next video. Don't go away. Stay with us. Subscribe if you like what you're seeing. Ring the bell so you get notifications. And also like the videos if you actually like what you're seeing. Okay, I'm having fun. Hope you're having fun too. And I'll see you in the next video.